Imagine a woman standing tall on a sun-bleached prairie, her bonnet framing eyes that hold both love and steel, her hands weaving a family together through storms of hardship. Karen Grassle, as Caroline Ma Ingalls in Little House on the Prairie, wasn't just a role. She was a heartbeat, a symbol of resilience that warmed millions of homes from 1974 to 1982. Her quiet strength made us believe in family, in hope, in the kind of love that holds fast when the world crumbles. She was America's mother, her voice a lullaby, her gaze a promise that no storm lasts forever. But behind that radiant screen presence was a woman whose real-life battles were fiercer than any frontier tale. A childhood shadowed by her father's alcoholism, 3 marriages that broke her heart, a breast cancer fight that nearly broke her body. These were her unseen storms. At 83, in 2025, Karen's not just a legend, she's a survivor, facing frailty and solitude with the same grace that made Ma unforgettable. Her memoir, Bright Lights, Prairie Dust, honored with a 2023 Indie Book Award, tore open the myth of Little House, revealing painful clashes with Michael Landon and a life of silent endurance. In 2024, she joined her castmates on Good Morning America for the show's 50th anniversary, not chasing applause, but honoring a legacy as complex as her own heart. If Ma Ingalls ever lifted you through a dark night, or Karen's courage stirs you now, let this like be a candle for her, a tribute to a woman whose light still burns through life's coldest winters. Her story starts not in Hollywood's glow, but in a home where silence was louder than love, where a little girl learned to survive by fading into shadows. Karen Grassle entered the world on February 25, 1942, in Berkeley, California, born to Jean Grassle, a real estate broker whose charm hid a battle with alcoholism, and Frey Ella Berry, a schoolteacher whose weary tenderness held their fragile home together. By age 8, Karen knew her childhood wasn't the carefree laughter of storybooks. It was a tightrope walk over her father's rages. "The sound of a glass filling could stop my heart," she wrote in her memoir, her small body tensing at the clink of ice, knowing the night would stretch into chaos. Emotional neglect shaped her early years. She learned to read her father's moods like a survival code, shrinking into corners, silencing her own voice to keep peace. "I became invisible to stay safe," she confessed, her words a haunting echo of a girl who hid tears behind closed doors. Her mother's rituals, carefully set dinner tables, bedtime stories, were acts of defiance against Jean's storms. But even Frey's love couldn't shield Karen from the weight of a home where slammed doors cut deeper than words. Books became her first refuge. At 10, she'd lose herself in tales of families healed, of justice won, each page a window to a world where hope wasn't rationed. "Reading let me breathe," she said. By 13, theater was her salvation. School plays at Ventura High School, graduated 1959, let her shed the anxious girl, stepping into characters who weren't afraid. On stage, she wasn't the daughter of chaos. She was free, alive, seen. The applause felt like love, she recalled, a fleeting warmth that countered the cold of her home. A lesser-known story. At 14, she played Juliet in a community production, her voice trembling but sure, earning a standing ovation from neighbors who saw not just talent, but a spark of resilience. That spark grew from necessity, not ease. Her mother's strength, cooking through tears, teaching despite exhaustion, taught Karen to endure without bitterness. "Mom showed me how to keep going," she said. Yet the scars of neglect lingered, shaping a girl who'd carry both pain and promise into adulthood. Her childhood wasn't a fairy tale, it was a crucible, forging a woman who'd one day give millions a vision of hope, drawn from her own quiet fight to survive. At 18, Karen left Berkeley for Tulane University, then UC Berkeley, where the 1960s creative fire, protests, poetry, theater, lit her restless soul. Professors saw her gift, a fragile power that held audiences captive. She could break your heart with a glance, one recalled. In 1965, a Fulbright scholarship took her to London's Academy of Music and Dramatic Art, a dream shadowed by hardship. At 23, she lived in a freezing flat, skipping meals to afford train fare to classes. "I was starving, but the stage kept me alive," she wrote. Shakespeare and Chekhov became her anchors, their words a mirror to her own buried pain. Rehearsals were relentless. Poverty was crueler. A classmate once found her crying over a single loaf of bread, too proud to ask for help. Yet London forged her. Every rejection, every cold night sharpened her resolve. Back in the U.S. by 1968, Karen dove into regional theater, Ashland, Minneapolis, playing roles from Antigone to Blanche Dubois for meager pay. Every stage was a lifeline, she said. PBS productions and soaps like Love of Life, 1970, paid rent but brought rejections. Too serious, not glamorous enough. Each no echoed her childhood invisibility, yet fueled her. A lesser-known moment. In 1972, she auditioned for a Broadway revival, losing to a star name but earning the director's praise. "You're the real thing, but they want flash." That grit carried her to 1974, age 32, when a friend urged her to audition for Little House on the Prairie. Her reading, a quiet scene of Caroline soothing a child, stunned Michael Landon. "She was Ma," he said. Cast overnight, Karen stepped into a role that mirrored her own endurance, unaware it would make her a legend. Her early career wasn't a smooth climb. It was a war against doubt, poverty, and dismissal, won by a woman whose pain became her power. In 1974, Little House on the Prairie premiered, and Karen Grassle, as Caroline Ingalls, became America's heart. For 8 seasons, her ma held the Ingalls family through blizzards, loss, and hope, drawing 20 million viewers weekly. Her grace wasn't acting, it was lived, pulled from a childhood of keeping peace, a life of enduring storms. Fans sent letters. "You got me through my divorce," one wrote. "Ma taught me to be strong," said another. Critics called her the soul of the show. But behind the bonnet, pain simmered. Michael Landon, the beloved Pa, was off-screen a complex figure, charming yet dismissive. His crude jokes stung. His control over scripts sidelined her input. "I felt invisible again," she wrote in Bright Lights, Prairie Dust. Pay disputes were brutal. She earned $1,000 per episode to Landon's $100,000, despite equal screen time. "I fought for respect, but it cost me," she said, recalling tense negotiations that left her drained. A hidden story. During a 1976 episode, Landon mocked her on-set suggestion, saying, "Stick to acting, Karen." She swallowed the hurt, channeling it into Ma's quiet strength. Off-screen, she mentored young castmates like Melissa Gilbert, who called her a second mom. Post Little House, 1982, roles in Battered, 1978, TV movie on domestic abuse, and Wyatt Earp, 1994, showed her range, but none matched Ma's impact. The fame was golden, but the cost was steep. Every smile hid a battle, every scene a reminder of her fight to be seen. Her triumph as Ma wasn't just art, it was a testament to a woman who turned personal scars into universal hope. Karen's heart, so steady on screen, faced relentless storms off-screen. In 1966, at 24, she married actor Leon Russom, their shared love for theater a bright spark. They'd stay up late, reciting lines, dreaming of stages. but silence crept in. Unspoken tensions, clashing ambitions. By 1970, they divorced, leaving Karen raw. "I thought art would hold us," she said, her voice heavy with regret. In 1982, amid Little House's peak, she wed James Radford, a businessman craving stability. For a moment, she believed in family dinners, quiet nights. But fame's demands, long shoots, public scrutiny, cracked the foundation. By 1987, they parted, her heart heavier. "I wanted a home like Ma's," she wrote. But life wasn't a script. In 1991, at 49, she married Dr. Scott T. Sutherland, a physician whose calm promised sanctuary. Early days felt like healing, shared walks, laughter. But old wounds resurfaced, and by 1997, the marriage collapsed. "Each time I thought I'd found my haven," she confessed. In the 1980s, she adopted Zach Radford, her son, a bond built on chosen love. Zach became her anchor, his presence a reminder that family isn't just blood, it's commitment. A poignant anecdote. In 1995, Zach, then a teen, drew her a card saying, "You're my ma," echoing her screen role, bringing tears to her eyes. 3 marriages, 3 heartbreaks, yet Karen refused bitterness. "I learned to live alone with grace," she said, her resilience a quiet triumph over love's relentless losses. By her 60s, Karen's roles faded, and Hollywood's gaze turned away. "It's like being erased slowly," she said. Worse, her body betrayed her. In the 1980s, alcoholism gripped her, a shadow of her father's struggle. "Nights with a glass felt like drowning," she wrote. Therapy and support groups led to sobriety by the 1990s, a hard-won victory. In 2020, at 78, breast cancer struck, a blow that echoed her life's storms. Chemo drained her. Fear haunted her nights. "Some mornings, I couldn't move," she admitted. Yet, by 2022, she reached remission, each dawn a miracle. Her 2021 memoir, Bright Lights, Prairie Dust, bared it all. Childhood pain, Landon's dismissals, pay fights. Awarded an Indie Book Award in 2023, it wasn't vengeance, but liberation. "I stopped protecting his myth to save my truth," she wrote. Fans, especially women, flooded her with letters, thanking her for voicing their own silenced pain. Her rebirth wasn't fame, it was authenticity, a woman reclaiming her voice. At 83, Karen lives in El Chorrito, California, in a modest home where ivy climbs and birds sing. With adopted son Zach, she's found family, not in Hollywood's glare, but in quiet love. In 2024, she joined the Little House 50th anniversary on Good Morning America, not for nostalgia, but to honor a complex journey, beauty, pain, and all. Her role in Not to Forget, 2021, and Alzheimer's advocacy reflect purpose over fame. She mentors local actors, writes essays on aging, and speaks on mental health, her voice a beacon. Rumors on fatigue or memory issues are unconfirmed. She's cancer-free, slowed, but sharp. Her net worth, $500,000, pales next to her legacy, resilience, truth. Bright Lights remains her gift, a map of survival, inspiring others to speak. A 2024 theater talk saw her hug a young actress, saying, "Your voice matters." That's Karen, still lifting, still enduring. Karen Grassle's life, from a childhood of silence to cancer's shadow, is a testament to resilience. She gave us Ma Ingalls, a light through America's storms, but her real victory is her own heart, unbroken by loss. In 2025, her memoir and quiet advocacy remind us truth heals. Share a Little House memory. Did Ma's smile carry you? Like, share, subscribe. Karen's legacy isn't fame. It's the courage to bloom after winter, to stand in shadows and still shine. Her story asks us, what storms have you faced? And how have you carried your light?